Hi. Hi, Hexie.
Hi.
Welcome to Volume 7 of Poison Talks. I'm Poison type, and this is HectiqueX, and this is where we're going to start the YouTube video and pretend that big mistake didn't just happen, right?
Oh my god. Hi, YouTube.
What's up, man? How's it going? How are you?
Well, like, I've turned this place from a messy, empty white void into an empty white void, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's...
I got a run earlier, too, so... Good day so far.
Yeah, for those of y'all that don't know, HectiqueX is a multiple world record holder in Spelunky 2. With world records in, what, any percent, sunken city percent, any percent low gold, no duat, chain, eggplant, no cosmic ocean, right?
So, any percent sunken city and duat are the main categories. And if you wanted to do all the misc ones, that's like 12 more. So
12? I thought it was like 70 at this point. Like it's...
There's a lot of misc categories. And now we have ILs too, so those could also be counted, though I don't have many records for that.
That's fine. But you are a Spelunky institution. And I've been saying that you are, of all of like the big lunky names, you perhaps mirror some of my chaotic energy in a way. Or rather, I mirror yours, or rather, we both just grew up as brothers in separate households and timelines.
Oh yeah, of course.
So I'm really excited to have you on the show. Thank you for being here. I keep saying that. I will continue saying that.
I will keep saying no problem.
No problem. No problem. But yeah, you're a big Spelunky guy, and you've been doing this whole streaming thing for goodness, like 7 years now or so. Is that right?
7 or 8, sometime like late 2013 was when I started. So like 7.5.
And you're only 22. Is that right?
Yes, I think. Yeah. Yeah. No, I started like right when I could, and that was a horrible choice. That was awful.
Well, I'm sure it gave you a lot of time to work out the kinks in your style and grow up a little bit.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially the grow up a little bit part. Streaming when you're 14 is an option.
Yeah. But
that's all I can say about it.
It is an option, a possibility.
One you can do.
But originally, in the pre-Lunky 2 times, you got your start in Terraria, is that right?
Depends upon what your start means. If you mean like doing it full time and getting numbers, then the Terraria thing happened 2.5 years ago. And that was how I got partnered. That's how I got my YouTube channel going. That's where I started being able to do it full time. But it wasn't supposed to be that way, just to be clear. It was very incidental. It was a modded speedrun that I did of Calamity mod, which is like the most popular Terraria mod. And I just threw it out there and was like, some people might watch it, and then it turned out 2.5 million people watched it.
2.5 million?
Yeah.
Jeez. That's like most of the people.
Yeah, that's like, I think that's as many people as are on Earth, last I checked.
Give or take. I mean, it's all relative, but...
Yeah, no.
But that's wild, and like... Why did you start in the first place? Was it a thing you just like, I like playing video games, or was it more like, I want to be a big streamer guy, or what was your motivation at the ripe young age of 15 or 19, depending on when you're saying you started?
Well, when I started much younger, initially there were it was like a handful of reasons. What made me discover it and what made me interested in the first place was the old school Spelunky HD content creators like Northern Lion, Bear, Taffy, this and that, blah blah blah. I watched their videos and then ended up seeing that there were live streams through that medium, and I was like, okay, well, Spelunky is built to be live content, right? So
yes, I'll
go ahead and check out what it's about and see what other people are doing. And after watching those streams for a month or two, I was like, okay, well, what if I did it?
True.
And so I wound up streaming in a large part because it was a nice way of connecting with people without necessarily having to reach out and be like, hey, how's it going every day? You just click the start streaming button, people show up.
If you build it, they will come.
Very, very convenient parasocial stuff there. Although when you're small enough, it can actually be social, which is nice, right?
Yeah.
And that's what it was at the start. I had aspirations to be a big time streamer for sure. That was a cool idea to me.
Sure.
But I also knew it was unrealistic, and at the end of the day, even if it didn't happen, that was fine by me.
Right.
I did it casually for a long time.
Right. I think everyone who clicks the live button has at least the dream, whether they want it or not, of like, what if like 2.5 million people saw this? And as someone who's lived that dream, it's pretty cool, right?
It's interesting to say the least.
I mean, I guess I can ask you the question that I asked Xana and Twiggle. Like, do you feel famous? Do you feel like a big important guy, or when you go live is just like, hey, this is me?
No, I don't feel famous, and there's a pretty particular reason for this. I like to talk about it every now and then, because to me, fame is being recognized in places that you don't expect it, and that doesn't really happen, right? When I was doing just Terraria stuff, which was arguably when I was most famous.
Sure.
If I went into like some Minecraft stream or like some Spelunky stream or something randomly, the odds of people being like, that's the Hectique guy, really small, like really, really small. It did happen. There were some people who would notice me in completely unrelated things, but in general, most of my fame is fairly contained to that, right?
True.
So in a sense, it's like pocket fame, where when you go to certain places, everyone knows who you are, no matter what.
Sure.
But then the moment you leave that building, you're just another person, pretty much.
True. Is that true even with the big shiny check mark next to your name? Or are there any people curious, do you think, who are like, who
well, okay, that gets into a territory where people are like, ooh, partner streamer, I want to work with them, right? Which is not so much fame as much as it's just getting the attention of annoying people. Which is
true.
A perk, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I find even in the Spelunky's already a niche place, a beautiful niche place, but a very niche place. And even at my size, I have people being like, "Hey, Poison, you wanna come and hang out with me? Poison, what do you suggest for my stream? Poison, Poison, why are you so handsome? Poison, what's like? Come on my Minecraft server." And nobody says all that stuff, but it's like it's an odd sort of relationship with fame. But I don't know. To me, you're the guy. Wait, to be completely fair, this is half a joke because I said the same thing to Twiggle and then I caught myself saying the same thing to Xanagira, but in a way...
This is the theme of Poison Talks now. You're the guy.
You're the guy! Oh, what happens if I get a girl on? Oh no. We've already had a girl. She was the guy.
Whoa, that's crazy. Let's talk about gender.
Maybe we'll talk about it later. Yeah. So my first experience with the Heck was during ESA Marathon, which was just... For those unfamiliar in chat, it was a it was like a Shakespearean struggle of the man versus machine.
You watched me die in real time, yeah.
Yes, for how long was it? Was it 24 hours split up at when you felt like it? 12 hours? 2 days?
Well, technically it was 3 days.
Right.
So it was 72 hours, and you would stream as much as you wanted with some minimum. So you were expected to stream about 6 hours.
Yes. And it was a competition to see if people could break the Cosmic Ocean World Record speedrun, which 122
break the
levels.
record live.
Well, that's kind of right on the tin, huh? But I do recall on the last day getting close to the end, when the camera shifted to you. Perhaps you recall this, and with mixed emotion. But I remember like it getting close to the end, and you didn't have a clear yet, correct?
No, absolutely not.
And the hours were winding down, and during the last couple levels, it was my first time interacting with the Hectique. And at the end, it was a very emotional experience when you got there and broke down a little bit. And there was something very honest and very, I say unironically beautiful about it, like the triumph of something you've been trying for so hard. And that was when I thought, yeah, this guy's pretty cool. There's a genuineness about it.
He's okay.
He's okay. I'll flatter you a little bit, but and then the cold unfeeling machine that is DT came and broke your dreams. But besides that, like,
what a freak!
He's a lunatic, right? Like,
I was sitting there, you couldn't hear me on mic on the stream. I did have a Discord call going though, so that people could listen to me. Mm-hmm. I got that run, and after the run, I was being polite. Okay, I was putting on my polite mask and saying, you know what, this competition isn't over. DT still has a shot to beat me. He's not gonna have much time to do it, but it could happen. And like internally, I was like, yeah, I got it. Cool, Swick, I win.
Yeah, well, GG.
The dude nearly gets sub 1 during the event, back when like 2 people had it.
And
He's a monster.
And I could, the camera wasn't on everyone, but you could feel the entire community going, what? But
You can't just do that.
That for me, that doesn't diminish the beautiful moment that you had, and I thought it was cool, and I think you provide a unique voice among the Spelunky community, at least. And how do we describe that? How do you describe you? Your bio says, am I getting this right? I'm Mad Doofy.
Yeah, it does.
Can we talk about that a little bit? What do you mean?
Oh my god, I just wrote that in 30 seconds on like a Tuesday when I realized I had a bio to fill in, and I was like, what sounds stupid? I'm Mad Doofy. And it's really funny because people like remember it. It's people will go out of their way to ask me what it means, and I'm Mad Doofy, that's what it means. But like, you know, one thing that I think stands out from me versus a lot of other Lunky streamers is that I'm both trying way too hard and not trying hard at all.
Sure.
In that, you know, I'm going for world records and stupid things, but at the same time, you know, I will take detours to be an idiot. Just for the sake of it, right? To see how it goes. I mean, I think a great example of that happened today. If you go and watch the no gold chain, low percent duo eggplant run, the part right before it is me dead, bouncing on a lava mander in the drill column because it landed on a secret door. And I was trying to use it as a cushion, but it blocked me, and then I got killed by lava.
And half of that is, as you said, and as I say constantly, Spelunky is a content machine. Like something funny or silly or cool happens every couple of minutes. Something like whoa, and it's like impossible to keep up with how like the speed at which you create your own clips. You know?
Yeah, exactly. And I did that, and then the run after, I did a run that only one other person has ever done. So this kind of little dichotomy going on.
Yeah, which is the word I was going to use. Nice vocab. I said no math, but English is great. Mindy says in chat, that sounds like Poison, except not the world record part. And that's why I say, in a way, we're kind of kindred spirits, because I find myself thinking, I'm really good at the game. And then moments later, like, I'm terrible at the game. And is that part of what drew you to Spelunky? Is the speed at which everything happens, or the content, or is there something else? Like, why Spelunky?
Spelunky always stuck out to me because it's like you're getting a unique experience every time, but it's not quite like other games that say that, because like with the Binding of Isaac, for example, every run that you do is different, but really what that means is every time you get different items. And that's kind of the big part of Isaac, right? Which isn't a bad thing, just to be clear.
Isaac's great.
But that's kind of the big content is in the items of the game, and that's kind of, you're going to your treasure room and you're seeing what's my game gonna look like for the rest of the run. But with Spelunky, something about it just is really fascinating because there are so many little itty-bitty things that interact with each other in so many little itty-bitty ways, right? Like, every run that you do, you have an opportunity to do something completely different, even on a run where you literally obtain no items whatsoever, right? Like, and as a result of that, there's always more things to figure out. Like yesterday, I figured out how to get into the drill and then out without collecting a gold bar that spawns right next to it that normally would force me to use a bomb.
The second use of the whip off the wall. I watch your content.
Exactly, and so for 900 hours I've been playing this game and throwing bombs at the drill when that happens, and now it'll happen slightly less often. And stuff like that happens all the time in Spelunky if you look hard enough.
It's something that I unironically compare to like chess in a way, where chess is a game where it's the board starts the same every time, and your actions and the interactions between everything that happens determine like the difference between a 10-year-old who's never played and a grandmaster. In a way, Spelunky has that where when you start up the game, when you boot up Spelunky, you, Hectique, or when I boot up the game, it'd be the same as like if my grandfather booted up the game. You got 4 bombs, you got 4 ropes, you got 4 health, good luck. And no matter how much you play, it's what it is. And it's all what you do with it, you know?
Yeah.
I think Spelunky 2 is...
You're given the same tools.
I don't know. Rafi's Gambit? Anyway.
It's
No, but
basically chess.
It's basically chess.
It's quite like, when I think of chess, I think it's on a grid. Chess is also on a grid.
Anyhow,
It's basically chess.
it's Spelunky. It's basically chess. Let's talk to Derek. Get him put on the.
Yeah, no, I mean, he has this whole advertising campaign with trailers and like detailed. It's chess. Chess 2.
So digging back through some of your older YouTube content, as I did with some minor stalking before the video, you did a little Q&A a while back, sometime last year, just talking about, hey, all of a sudden I have 50,000 subs, and look, I'm making it in the world. And I guess part of this goes back to the mystique of just saying I'm Mad Doofy. But also, one of the first couple of questions you answer, the line you gave is to describe yourself. I like video games. I like pastel colors. I like animals. I like you. You're pretty cute. Like there's something about the way you talk to people that's both disarming and like naturally funny. And I was curious, like, is this just kind of who you are, or is it like something you've cultivated, like a YouTuber voice, a Twitch voice? Like, what are your inspirations? What made you into this person who is so disarming and so sweet? I'm still flattering you. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna blush.
What are your inspirations? What made Hectique? What are Hectique's beginnings?
So when it comes to like how I talk and how I act, it is like an active choice. It's not just like I woke up in the morning and I was like, oh, I'm gonna talk like an idiot all the time. Though it isn't a character either, to be clear. This happens just as much off screen as it does on screen.
Well, sure. All of us are part streaming and content creation is part act and part you.
Yeah.
Go on.
For me, it's just that I don't want people to like talk to me or watch my stream or anything like that and then come out of it and think, this guy's just like that other guy I watch, right?
Right.
This guy's just like X, Y, or Z. He's just this, either like he's the calm streamer or like he's the bombastic one or anything. Like, obviously I fit more into a certain archetype, but you're not gonna go to another Twitch channel and hear people who talk like me, because I specifically, behave and talk in a way that I think stands out and is unique. And at the end of the day, I think the people that I'm going to be compared to most often are other people who are so unique that they can't necessarily be easily compared. I just want people to experience something different when they watch my stream, as opposed to just another streamer that says funnies and then gets a speed run.
That's entirely fair. And something else you said in that same like Q&A video is talking about the future of your content, which is now. Now is the future of then, which will be
true. It's been like 8 months.
It's been like a full year. Where does the time go, Heck? But
to the pandemic.
Yeah, true. It's been great for us streamers. Well, not great. Anyway, something else you said that really stuck out to me, is because it's something I've been going through lately, is, when I started, I was just playing some Spelunky, and people would come because I was playing Spelunky, and I had a 799 clear, and I was pretty good at the game, and I played some co-op, and it's cool. But something you said in that video is that moving forward, away from the Terraria stuff, when you were kind of trying out other games and before Spelunky came out, you said, when people come to my channel, it's cool that they come for Terraria. I'm paraphrasing. It's cool that they come for Terraria, but I want them to come for me. And when you watch someone like you, who's known for world records and stuff, who's known for being really, really exceptionally good at the game, like, is there anything you consciously do to get people in there for you? Because that's something I'm trying to do too. Like, maybe it's part of why I have my little vanity project here that you're on. But I like the idea of people showing up for me and not necessarily just for Spelunky. Are there any conscious choices you make to work towards that goal?
Well, a lot of it, the conscious choice is to, like I said, stand out and be unique and be interesting in a way that is independent of the game that you're playing, right? Like, if you can only be entertaining in Spelunky 2, then when you play other games, you're going to struggle, right? So for me, I try to make a point of playing games in weird ways and just trying to break things apart and be interesting about it. And another thing, which is a bit more businessy. Sure. Not that I like getting into that stuff for myself personally, but like as a suggestion for other people who are trying to get going with their stream, is for the love of God, don't brand yourself around a video game. Don't do it. Don't do it. This is not a call out, but I'm going to use an example that will hit close to home for some people, I think, as what I would interpret as a mistake if people are trying to make a big thing out of streaming is I feel like a lot of people are branding themselves around Cosmic Ocean, right? Their stream will be, here's my Cosmic PB. We're doing a Cosmic run again. This is the time that I'm going for in Cosmic. Here's how many wins I have, or here's like an Eggplant True Crown Cosmic. And that's all good, right? But if you focus too much on that and you like really bring it to your core and make it like who you are, when you get bored of Cosmic Ocean, you are doomed.
Yes.
Like you're gonna find it so hard to escape that hole that you've dug for yourself because it's the expectation people have of you at that point, right?
Right.
And then you're going to need to prove to them that you can do other things. And sometimes you can, but if it's hard for you to do that, then you need to think about that sooner, right?
Very true. And I mean, it's cool that like Spelunky at the moment it's my favorite game. Like even though I've been doing this for months, like there's so much more Spelunky yet to be played. And so whenever I load up the stream, there hasn't been a single day where I'm just like, I don't know if I feel like playing Spelunky. But when Xana was on, he also said like Spelunky's not gonna last forever. For one, as a community, like people eventually, after months or years or whenever, people are gonna be on to whatever the next big roguelike is. Whatever is close enough to Spelunky that it scratches the itch. But also, yeah, just like you said, I've seen so many YouTubers and Twitch people who play one game, then it's like, hey, let's go play some Among Us, and then all the viewers drop. It happens to me. And even though I'm small, you know, I'll have like 60 viewers playing Spelunky, and it's like, oh, let's go play Spelunky, or let's go play Among Us with some Spelunky people. This is super cool. It's super fun. I'll put up like the video on YouTube, and it gets like 60 views compared like the 1,000 I get on my Spelunky stuff. So diversification is a big deal, and you've been talking a little bit about getting a little bit burnt out with the world record granted Spelunky yourself. Well, at the rate and style you play, it makes sense. But
just a little bit.
But I mean, if you could just like snap your fingers and transport yourself into HectiqueX 2, HectiqueX _, and have like a career already built in a different game, what else would really draw you, like, say, I want to be that kind of streamer? Whether it's the next big project you have planned, or just like, yeah, it'd be cool if that was the thing.
Well, that's the thing, is that for me, it's not so much a game or a thing, right? For me, I kind of want to move away from the idea that I need a foundation that then I add on to, and rather flip it on its side and say, I'm the foundation, and what I'm doing is going to bring that out, right? So for me, what clicks the most is definitely games like Spelunky and Spelunky 2, where it's like, it's almost sandboxy, right? Like you're given a bunch of things that you can mess around with, and you don't necessarily have to do what is obvious and expected of you, right? Like you can spend a rope, or you can walk 15 seconds over, hit a horn lizard, bring it over, and jump on it, and then you save a rope, right?
Yes.
So when it comes to games, anything that can fulfill that kind of chaotic thinking would click very well for me, which of course includes stuff like Terraria and then Minecraft, and probably stuff like Isaac could work too, but Isaac's a little bit one note.
A lot of shade on Isaac.
Yeah, Isaac, I hate it. It's horrible. That's why I'm here. If you play Isaac, you're a bad person.
Oh, why is there so much Edmund versus Derek in chat? Oh no.
I like Isaac Isaac is the thing where I turn my brain off and just like play it, and it's fun. That's and there is nothing wrong with that.
Oh no.
We need those in our life. Although you can't really do that as much with Repentance. Repentance kind of turns the brain on a little bit, which is good. But at least for Afterbirth, you just turned your brain off and just got items.
Oh, I got Pyromaniac, runs over. All right.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, no, stuff like that. And then I also want to make content that's not even necessarily related to video games themselves, just making topic-oriented things and just putting it out there to see if people are interested in it.
Sure. I mean, we are in the area or the era of the video essay. That's a huge deal. And I've heard you talk before. I don't recall if it's on stream or on YouTube or what, about like maybe if something catches your eye talking about that.
Yeah.
Is that something you'd still like to do? What do you want to talk about? What big ideas do you want to bring out into the world? Because I have a couple myself, but maybe when I'm bigger.
See, that's the thing, is that I don't necessarily want to do big ideas. Like, big ideas are nice. I like to think I have a big grasp on game design, and I could go into tons of things about that. But I also like the idea of taking apart very small details. One thing, someone already brought it up. They brought it up before I could. Can I talk to you about Monopoly cards?
Yeah, please.
So, can you remember any of the cards from the chance or community chest in Monopoly?
Yeah, like, oh, you want a beauty pageant? Here's $10.
Exactly. The first one you said is that the beauty pageant one, and there's a reason for that.
Did I win?
Okay.
I think I won.
You won my example by doing exactly what I needed you to do.
Oh boy, I should have said go to jail.
Yeah, that would have really ruined it for me. But you said the beauty pageant one first, and the reason why that is because it's the only interesting card. It is the only interesting card in the deck because you win second place in a beauty contest. Specifically second place. And that's fantastic that they wrote it like that, because they could have just said first place. There was nobody in the room who would have been disappointed if someone said first place in a beauty contest, print it, we're done. Someone decided to say second though. And that's important because everyone is going to respond to that a little differently. Some people are going to be pissed that they lost the beauty contest. Some people are going to be confused why they lost the beauty contest. Other people aren't even going to know why they were in a beauty contest to begin with, because you're playing Monopoly. But that's what makes the card so good, is that just because of this itty-bitty detail that they switched from first to second, now there's like things you're actually thinking about. You're imagining what it is and what's happening in this little Monopoly world, right? All the other cards are just, you got $100 because the bank screwed up. Pay for house repairs and lose the game. Get out of jail. Like, they're all so boring, but the beauty contest one.
All right, I'm gonna cut you off only because you're giving too much of it away, and I want you to make like a half-an-hour video on this.
Exactly, right?
Like, and talk about like the social ramifications of Mr. Monopoly with his mustache, like, but he's wearing rose. Like, oh my goodness. That's, you know, and I say we're in the era of video essays, and that you can go on YouTube and find 100,000 videos about people talking about exactly that minutia. One of my favorite YouTube channels, because it's everyone's favorite YouTube channel, you know, Summoning Salt.
I actually don't watch Summoning Salt, but I do know everyone loves him, and I know what he does. I'm sorry. I can't see you, but that pause was very telling.
I contributed to your example. No, but Summoning Salt...
Summoning Salt, great. He has the song in the videos. I like the song that plays.
You're aware of him.
God, I love him, and he is interesting. Do you have anything to say about him?
Thanks for playing along. So he does speedrun content videos, but like he started with like the history of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the history of Mario 64, the history of this, and as he went, he got like more and more like specific to like, oh, the history of Mario Brothers 1 4-2, the history of just Choco Mountain Mario Kart 64 speedruns. And then
I think I saw that one.
Yeah, see? Yeah, you never mind. So that kind of thing, I think it's amazing that there's a market for people to just go in and completely nerd out about individual tiny, I can't even say unimportant, because when you watch a 45-minute video about Choco Mountain, a single track from a single game on a 20-year-old video game that people are spending thousands of hours trying to like jump over a wall, I think there's, for one, I think it's amazing that we live in an era where people like you and me who have individual little thoughts about tiny things that don't matter to most people, but you can express them in a way that makes everyone really invested in the story. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, no, seriously. That's what's really fun about it. And I think that getting into specific nitty-gritty, I think the most enjoyable thing, both as a creator and as a viewer of YouTube videos for me, is being introduced to something that shouldn't matter, and then by the end of it, caring about it a lot, right?
Yeah.
Because that's just so fun. It's something that you didn't even expect to be interested or engaged in, but then throughout the process of like seeing all the little details and care put into it, it's like, oh, there was something here, right? Like
That,
second place.
like, save it for your video. Man,
There's a reason I want to make the video. It's because I want to talk about it.
I want to fund it. Like, I'm doing okay. We're what we're
Fund
gonna
me.
do.
Better Monopoly cards.
Stream's over
We're
after
gonna
this.
get there.
I'm going to HectiqueX place, and we're gonna talk about Monopoly for 6 hours. No, okay. Anyway,
Well,
20. So, all of this is very roundabout and piecemeal ways of talking about the story of Hectique and what drives you, right? But you say, like I say, a lot of what got you here is just kind of stuff that happened. But what do you think? What do you think are some of the things that specifically you've done to get you where you are? Like, what advice would you have for people who are trying to be HectiqueX_2, the second Hectiquening?
well, if you want to be exactly me
Well,
and do the
okay.
exact thing that I did,
Perhaps free.
then the path that I took was simply just identifying a niche. That's all I did. I didn't realize exactly how big at the time, but it was pretty clear to me that Terraria was huge on YouTube.
Sure.
I can't describe exactly how huge it is. It is insanity. If you want free money, make a Terraria meme channel. Congrats. You can pay your student tuition now.
It's true. It's up there with like Minecraft and Undertale with like the
Seriously.
games. Yeah.
It's dead on Twitch, but YouTube is where it's at because children can't pay for bits, but they will watch ads. Anyway, yeah, I found a niche. I found a niche which was Terraria, but there's a really popular mod that everybody likes, and I beat it in 3 hours. And when people saw that, they were like, what the hell? How did you do that? How did it happen? So they click it, they watch it. A lot of times they watch like the whole thing, right?
Sure.
Because all of it is mesmerizing to them. And after some time, on that video on YouTube got views at a relatively steady pace, and then one day YouTube said everyone gets to see this, right? Every single person gets to see this. Exactly. And that's one of the kind of difficult truths, at least about being a big streamer, is that oftentimes the best avenue to becoming a successful streamer is to just make videos on YouTube and hope that they get big, because you're not going to get promoted on Twitch. It's not happening. Right. People have to specifically find you on this website.
Right.
But the YouTube algorithm is your alternative if you don't want to network on Twitch, which I hate networking. It's awful. It's a great thing to do. I just don't like doing it. So it was convenient for me that then I found the alternative solution of doing a stupid speedrun that I thought would get 10,000 views that instead got 2.5 million views over the course of a couple years.
And I mean, that's something that I've found in my content. Like, even as a little guy on Twitch, I made a little YouTube channel. I put up some 30-second to minute Spelunky clips, and every single day I get a couple people. It happened to be earlier today. Someone comes in like, hey, Poison, I saw your YouTube stuff. Keep up the good work. It's good to see you here. And even though my views are usually in the triple digits of my videos, which is awesome, but nowhere near anything. What was the word we used a minute ago? Diversifying. Diversifying and networking live in two separate little worlds there, but doing both, because like it or not, what you're doing right now is networking. Sorry, you said you hated it, and now I'm sad. But
bye. I'll be going now.
Wait, we have viewer Q&A. We're the time's up.
Oh, okay, I'll stay. My bad. I have to network with them too.
Hey, everyone, go follow HectiqueX.
Wow, it's that easy. This is great.
Oh my god, yeah.
I love followers.
We'll get to viewers' questions in a chat. If any of you guys wanna toss them in chat, you're welcome to. We got some in the Discord. I'll throw out in a minute too. But it's. I mean, heck, you make this look easy. You're even if you say you hate networking, even if you say you're doofy, you have a natural way of talking about things and explaining things, and especially doing it while you're playing at the hectic pace that you do. See what I did there, chat? But it's all like a part of the brand, I suppose. And I asked like what some of your role models were, but like it's I think when you get to the size that you're at, it's just as important that you are a role model for others. And I think you do a great job with that. And when I was a kid, when I was your age, heck, I'm not actually doing this. When I was like 15, I wish I had someone who was unafraid to go on and be doofy and be themselves and be different, you know? Because when I was younger, I'm 35, and when I was 15, it was not cool.
Oh my god, you can totally play the when I was your age thing.
Yeah, you thought I was kidding. You'd be your dad. When I was like 15, there were no Marvel movies. There was no like nerd culture as a huge thing. There was no streaming. There was no esports on ESPN, you know? And so I got bullied a lot. And I was also extremely effeminate. I was girly. I was raised by a lot of powerful women. And it's so cool seeing someone come onto my stream, someone young blood like you, wearing a Liz Mutton bow on your head. And,
oh, yeah.
And I don't want to get too deep into like talking about gender roles or talking about social constructions of what makes a person a person. But I think it's cool to have a voice like yours who comes on, is okay being silly and is okay being like wearing a bow and is okay identifying with Liz Mutton, you know? Is that something else that is like, is that something you think about? Like that you're...
It's funny because in a sense I do think about it, but only because other people think about it.
Yes.
Which is a weird thing to say. For me, it's just to get it out of the way. I am a dude. I'm sure like 8 or more people are probably like, is that a trans girl? No, I'm a guy.
I've
Who
seen
wears
your
a bow
YouTube comments.
because of the character that I play in Spelunky 2. You might have met her. Her name is Liz.
You're kidding.
I did at a point in my life when I was like 12 or 13 or something, was like, man, does being a guy is so good? I don't like all the masculine things. What's a hammer? I don't know what that is. And my sort of progression from there on was I had the moment where I thought about it. I thought about what it would be like to be one or the other. And then the conclusion that I came to, and this is obviously different than a lot of people, and I'm not saying it's the right conclusion, don't get that idea, but I just came to the conclusion that gender did not matter. And the sort of expectations that people have doesn't matter, right? People can call me whatever they want. They can use whatever pronouns. They can have whatever expectations. All of those are just sort of vague ideas that surround what I actually am. And the only way they get to that is by getting to know me. And that'll happen independent of what my outwardly characteristics are, right? And that's just kind of what I've run with since, because any other way of doing it would have left me with more questions along the way, right? Like if I had identified with a certain thing, I might be saying, am I being that thing correctly? Am I close enough to what people expect that to be? And, you know, like if I was really hard pressed about coming off as masculine in any way, I might be struggling right now. But because I don't care, and because for me it's just I'll be me and then what people see is what they see, it makes it way easier for me to represent myself this way. And it probably does help other people to see me act the way I do, because I'm somewhere in the middle, which gives most people at least something to latch onto, right? They have some amount of my characteristics that they can look towards, whether it be my stupid effeminate screaming when I'm being attacked by a bug, or when I make a funny deep voice sometimes, because that's probably the most masculine thing I ever do. And that's pretty neat. I hope that I can help some people, maybe the several people who quite literally have Googled my gender. If you type HectiqueX space into Google like you look at the autofill, it's like 3rd. It's high. It's surprising. But hopefully those people who are Googling that are also figuring some stuff out for themselves, because guess what? Google is not telling you my gender. That's not what it's for. It doesn't do that.
Oh, chat's saying it's the first autofill. It goes, no, or a second. It goes any percent world record. Is Hectique a dude? Sunken City percent. Like
Hectique Terraria. Hectique Jared.
Oh man. No, but seriously, that's why you were so high on my list of like people I wanted to talk to, because it's something that, again, I got bullied for. I struggled with. I got relentlessly mocked and bullied for being gay in school, and I'm straight. But society is weird and messed up, you know? And like, or being a little too girly. I remember very distinctly in 3rd grade, I was taking a picture at like some little like kid scholarship thing, I don't know, and one of my friends was like, "Why'd you smile so big? That's gay." And
why would you do that?
Yeah, seriously. But there's so much like gray area confusion about like what it means to be gender, and there's so many arguments like what is right and what is wrong, and to have someone like you who comes on as just being like, "It's me, Hectique. What am I? I'm Hectique. What am I supposed to be? I'm Hectique." Like, I think that's an amazing role that you fulfill in the community, and you're absolutely someone I look up to. And I hope you keep doing this for a long time and inspiring other people to be themselves and be cool and be doofy. So
I'll try.
So thanks.
My best. Although I really can't help with dysphoria because I didn't have it.
Yeah, well.
Or maybe I'll do it unintentionally.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, enough gushing about how cool you are. We'll get some viewer questions because we're already going a little longer than I told you we were gonna go.
Okay, I ramble.
Well, thanks for sticking it out and not leaving when you said you were gonna leave, and that scared me.
That was funny. I said a joke.
Some viewer questions. We'll get right into it, and then I'll let you go. Magnus Smash asks, "What's the most efficient way to degrout your bathroom tiling?"
Pay someone. Why would you pay someone to do it? You just sit back and they do it for you. That was easy.
Fair. Olivia Cridge in chat says, "Do you find yourself growing tired of games faster when you stream them as opposed to when you play them in private?"
It depends. It definitely depends. It depends upon the relationship, right? I hate streaming chess. It's horrible. Literally all that people want to do is tell you how to do it. I like streaming Spelunky. People don't care as much about what you do because usually it will be interesting, and they are way worse than me anyway. So. Right,
and by the time chat has time to backseat, you're already on to the next 3 things. Like
exactly. Somebody's gonna be like, maybe you should put down the teleporter, and I've already beaten the game getting to any percent record.
Ooh, that one's a flex. All right, I respect it. It's a great flex. But yeah, you know what? I'm already done. I'm on to the next game. I'm on Spelunky 3. We're
done. We're here now.
Mindy7 wants to know what's your opinion on Hoverpack and or Pitcher's Mitt?
Hoverpack is underrated. People diss Hoverpack, and they are dumb and ugly. Hoverpack is great. It has been any percent world record a lot of times. It's great for no gold. It's just not the jetpack, and people get mad about that.
He called me ugly for dissing Hoverpack.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but it is true.
It's true. You are ugly.
The Pitcher's Mitt, it's like you could take it, you could not. I don't think it matters. Like, the only time it does matter for me is when I have Eggplant Crown, which I like to have Pitcher's Mitt for. But other than that, I don't really care, pretty much.
Okay.
Pitcher's Mitt is the biggest shrug item in the game for me.
Fair. And related question from ZS Roach. What do you think is the least useful item in the most situations?
In the most situations, the least useful item. Skeleton Key.
You ruined me, Hack.
But I'm right.
Skeleton Key brings luck. It brings the blessing of the Scully. It unlocks stuff. Good.
Look, Skeleton Key is the best item in the game because what it does better than every other item. It is still the best item in the game. But in the most situations, Skeleton
you're playing with my emotions. Okay. Plasma Neos asks, why did you agree to do this? Moving on, Gold Blob says, when are you doing no percent?
Moving on.
Playing for Keeps asks if you could add any one thing to Spelunky, what would it be?
The freaking Crystal Monkey. No, this is so important. In Spelunky HD, if you sacrificed the crystal skull, you didn't get a gold monkey. It had white fur. It had white fur because you sacrificed a crystal skull. The Tusk Idol is in the game. You can get an altar on that level. You can sacrifice it, and it gives you a gold-furred monkey. Derek! Derek, why?
All right, Derek's in front of the stream. When he pops in, I'll ask him to put it in. Okay. I'm sorry for bringing up a touchy subject. Okay, God, jeez. Oh my God. All right, so like 40 people have asked. Right? Do you have my stream up right now?
I have your chat up.
Oh my God. What do we do with this? 40 people have asked your opinion on a certain horse. I'll message it to you. Okay. I don't look. Chat, I don't know why every time I have a Poison Talks, you have to just spam this stupid horse in my Discord. But I'm finally going to send it to Hectique. Here. It's in chat. Here's the horse. What are your opinions on this horse?
That is a horse. He's pretty fast.
There you go, chat. We're never doing this again. The horse thing, not the chat thing. This is pretty cool. I like this a lot. Tall, Shark, and Handsome. I'm recycling a question because I liked it so much. What do you think your biggest mistake has been in your content creation career? Whether it's a misstep or an unfortunate thing, like something you kind of regret but learned from. Like we don't have to go into, oh my God, this hurts me and it keeps me up at night. But like, what would you do different if you could? If you had to pick one thing.
Making a Discord server. No, that was a Discord server is a necessary evil.
It's the coolest way to. It's the coolest place to hang out.
It sucks to set up a Discord server primarily occupied by children. Don't do it. The biggest mistake that I have made is I need to stop sticking to one thing. I need to kick myself in the butt and stop sticking to one individual thing for so long, because it's cozy, it's easy, and it's comfortable, but gosh darn it, I'm setting up hurdles for myself actively, and I can still have a main game while doing other things, and that's something I need to get to grips with a bit better.
Subnautica, perhaps.
I know. Oh my God.
I've never played it, but I'm very interested in it because I'm terrified of the ocean.
It's so fun. It's so fun.
I have my roommate has a Vive. Like I need to play it in VR and then like have nightmares for the rest of my life. Because I know it like just enough about it to know that it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, I got scared of seaweed one time. That was pretty good.
Well, I mean, seaweed's scary. It could be a jellyfish, and
I didn't like it. It made me jump.
We've been killed by jellyfish more than most people. One or two more questions. Where was it? I missed it. Is it too late to quit the Discord? No, yes, it is. Teravan asks, what's one story you've always wanted to tell but never had a good chance to? Whether it's Spelunky related, whether it's something that's just, boom, in your mind, whether it's about a bug.
See, that's a tough question to ask a streamer because every single day I have an opportunity to tell a story.
True. Hey, here's everything I've been thinking about forever, chat.
I'm going to give this 30 seconds to see if I can come up with something. And then after that, okay, you know what? Here's a story I haven't told. There was this one time where I was a kid and there was an ice cream truck and we got ice cream. And I don't remember why, but something made me very upset. I was not happy. And I was also a drama queen as a child. So what I did was I took my popsicle, which I had gotten from the ice cream truck, and there was this little hole in the dirt that somebody had like dug, just a little teeny tiny divot, and I threw the popsicle perfectly downward into that hole as a statement of frustration. And I don't know why I did that, because I could have just eaten it and been mad, but instead I threw it on the floor. And it looked like a sword in the stone made of dirt and popsicle.
That gives me such mixed emotions, because on the one hand, I'd lose my popsicle. On the other hand, I'd be like, you guys, look at that, I'm not mad anymore. I'm kind of mad.
I was angry, but I was cool angry. Anyway.
Cool angry. So that's what I aspire to be every stream.
Yeah, absolutely.
Two more. One viewer question from PoisonType_. What's like your favorite moment so far? I ask this to everybody. Your favorite moment in your career? Something you look back on, like, whether it's a little moment, whether it's a big thing.
Eggplant World was the biggest moment. by a landslide. Because I started out doing everything, watching Spelunky HD streamers. I saw B-Rex do the eggplant run. I thought it was so cool. And then when Spelunky 2 came out, you know, I wanted to do things.
Sure.
But I knew everybody else was going to try too as well.
Sure.
And so I kept my expectations low. But I decided to start going for the eggplant run just to see. And it happened, and so many people were there to see it that like are still around now.
Yep.
So many people were introduced to me from that run, and just personally for me, I was like lightheaded in that moment because there's only one person who gets to do the first eggplant run in a Spelunky game, and it was B-Rex, and now it's me, right? So that moment was kind of like the big narrative, like protagonist slays the beast for me. That was, nothing is gonna top that. Like something has to be unbelievable to top that moment for me.
Like that. Spelunky 3, when you finish the run, you get a real eggplant mailed to your house by Derek Yu.
Exactly, and then I'll have 2, which means I beat B-Rex.
One more question, Mr. Teak. Talk to me about Liz Mutton. Why Liz?
She's cute. I like the bow. Although only in this game. In HD, she's scary.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's... I can't get over the feeling that Spelunky characters in HD are just a mask with a body because they all have the same face. It's very uncomfortable. But in this game, she's emotionless in a way that is cute, and I like it. And I feel like she could kill me, which is funny.
Yeah, that makes sense. We could all use a Liz Mutton girlfriend in our life.
Oh yeah, and when she Jess is right, when she crouches, she has these puffy cheeks. It's very good.
True. Well, one more time. HectiqueX. Hectic.
No problem.
Well, that's Poison Talks Volume 7. Everyone, thanks for hanging out. If you're not following Hectique, you are. But if you're not, go follow HectiqueX. We'll do a shout out in chat. And in the meantime, I'm gonna go and die on the daily, maybe twice. But thank you, Heck. Thank you. I owe you one, and I'll see you on your stream.
Yeah. Woo!
Yeah. All right. Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye.